All right, well, we're going to do more of a business of boxing type of video. Things are looking rough for Dazn. Dazn is announcing, or it's been announced, rumored, whatever you want to call it. Sources say that Dazn is suspending all payments for sporting rights that they have, and that they are looking in the near future to furlough a significant amount of their employees because of the halt that is taking place in boxing and sports in general. And let me tell you, sir, that puts that organization at risk for not returning at all. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. Dazn, one of the major distributors of boxing in North America. I think that is fair to say. They are a new upstart around these parts, but they had a lot of money when Eddie Hearn announced that he was partnering with Dazn. They said that they were going to bring they had $1 billion budget to take over boxing in the United States. That, my friend, was a year ago last July, I do believe. I believe that they will have 2 full years in July. Maybe somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they've been around a while now, and things have not necessarily panned out that way for them. Subscriber growth is not what people were expecting or led to believe would be the case. It's what I expected, what a lot of people that are from the United States thought. But anyway, far from doing what it is that they said that they were going to do, which was, announce the death of pay-per-view in the United States. That has not taken place because there have been more successful in the roughly 2 years that Dazn has been around, right? There have been more successful pay-per-views in the time since they started than there were in the 2 preceding years before they got there. Okay, and that obviously is a result of Fox Sports getting into the boxing game with the PBC and putting on a series of pay-per-view events, which, Dazn more than likely didn't see coming when they said pay-per-view was dead, because they thought when it was pay-per-view, all they were really doing is they had to get rid of HBO, which left, and had to be able to, buy up and have a bigger budget than Showtime, which they did, but Fox countered and put their money behind it. So Dazn has always still faced significant competition and, to what I would consider lukewarm results. But add to that the situation that they're in right now, that we're all in right now as we do this quarantine video. That's what it is, man. Everybody is locked in their room because of the stuff going on. And as a result, there's not a lot of boxing matches going on. And not a lot of sports at all, if any live sports at all. So you have Dazn that is exclusively a sports streaming service, right? Unlike their competitors who are ESPN. Well, ESPN is a member of, they're owned by Disney, so they're not a standalone institution. They're connected and part of a larger network that owns them, that provide a lot of different content, right? So they're not going to ESPN isn't going anywhere during the middle of this. They're not going to be furloughing Stephen A. Smith and guys like that, right? They're not going to be doing that. Because they have enough, their organization is big enough to survive, for ESPN to survive. Same thing goes for Showtime. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Showtime's business increased because people have to stay in the home so much and watch and what are you going to do? You binge watch movies, you go watch old movies, you might watch old fights, whatever. They got all of that stuff. They have their same programming that they were doing before. That stuff is all up on Showtime. There's no need for me to get rid of Showtime, right? If I'm watching Showtime, their same thing applies to Fox. Fox is it's first of all, it's free. It's supported by advertisers, and they continue. They have such a treasure trove of stuff, and they're related to the other Fox channels, and they're owned by larger companies, that they're not going to, Fox isn't going to go anywhere. Fox Sports isn't going to go anywhere either. All they're going to do is just, and here's the thing, there's no reason for me to cancel it because it's because it's free with free TV. So no need of all the major competitors for their stream for boxing, ESPN's not going anywhere because there's no need to cancel ESPN. ESPN already comes with the rest of my package. Same thing goes for HBO. Showtime is a premium network that doesn't come with your cable package, but they still have movies, so I can watch that. Same thing, Fox is you can get it with your antenna. So there's no need for me to cancel that. With DAZN, there's literally nothing but boxing that I want on DAZN. As a result, I can cancel my subscription, right? So with that, living in that environment, DAZN says, oh no, man, we can't continue to pay. They can't continue to operate. They have to take themselves down to a skeleton. They have to take themselves down to a skeleton crew. That means anybody that's not, just like you hear people out saying who can go out to work and all that, only essential employees. They're only going to have essential employees, which is going to be some high level executives and people, that are there in order to have that application up and running. But the sports rights, the rights and fees that they're paying to Major League Baseball for their stuff, they said that they're not paying them until it comes back. They're not going to pay. I'm not sure who else they're paying these rights. They're paying these rights to. But whatever packages that they have, whatever other sports that they're covering, I think they cover NFL in Canada, right? They've got soccer, which is called football throughout the world. For any events that are not currently scheduled, that have been canceled or postponed, they're not going to pay they're not going to pay those fees and those rights to those guys. Now but at the same time, though, they're not going to extend to subscribers a hiatus on payment, right? So you're unlike Sky Sports in the UK. And Sky Sports in the UK, they allow people to they're suspending the charges for their sports channel, right? Because Sky has a bunch of other stuff, so they can say, hey, we don't have any sports on right now, but we'll suspend you. We won't charge you for your sports packages. We'll just, we'll take that off of your bill. You would have to take the whole bill off of DAZN. So you'd have to take the whole bill of DAZN away. That is very, very dangerous for DAZN. Now, this means that they're also going to have to delay. They were supposed to go international. That's going to be delayed because I do believe what they were going to use to kick off the international, DAZN's international expansion was going to be the Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders fight. And that's screwed over in two ways. One is the fact that the fight can't happen. And number two, because boxing's been shut down. And number two, Billy Joe Saunders, the genius that he is, just got himself suspended by the British Boxing Board of Controls, man. So this is going to be really rough. Everybody else has some diversity to their portfolio, and it's DAZN's specific specificity in that particular niche. That whole niche just got postponed for the foreseeable future, which, by the way, makes them a prime target to be bought because their value of their stock. I'm not sure if they're traded, if they're publicly traded or not. I don't believe that they are, but I don't know that for a fact. But regardless, the perceived value of their organization is just taking a gigantic hit, right? So, and they don't know when they're going to be able to come back. So if I was somebody with a lot of cash on my hands, I would say, hey, I like your platform, DAZN. I like your I like the things that you got going on, but you really can't afford to keep the lights on because you're coming out of pocket. You're already operating in a loss, a huge loss. Now you're operating in even a bigger loss. Hey, why don't I buy you for, 50 cents on the dollar? Let me buy you for 50 cents. Let me buy this for 50 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar. And that way, at least you can make your costs back and then I'll take your property, and when everything is clear, hey man, we can start up Dazn again, but this time we'll tie it up to another organization. The whole thing puts Dazn at very, very serious risk for an acquisition, right? Where somebody, like I said, somebody comes in and says, hey man, I'll buy that for pennies on the dollar. Because they'll do that before they completely shut the doors. But don't get it wrong. They are shutting their doors, but they're going to continue to charge you unless you get rid of Dazn, which I doubt. Only person stupid enough not to have gotten rid of Dazn yet is me. And that's just because I'm trying to make sure that if there's anything on there I want to watch before I get rid of it, that I go ahead and do that. But not too long from now, I'm about to cancel it out. The only problem is I'll probably wind up getting it when it comes back. I'd probably wind up getting it again, but then I lose my the old amount of money that I paid, which got doubled anyway. So man, Dazn, all in all, man, that's some funny stuff going on there, man. It's definitely not the success home run hit out of the park that the people thought it was going to be, or a lot of people claimed it was going to be, taking over America and all that. It just got hit with a big old force majeure act of nature that just says, hey man, no go for you. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think is going to happen to Dazn with all of this drama. You let me know in the video. And with that, I'm out. Peace.